Washington and TJ Houshmandzadeh are back. Let's move to the Super Bowl, where Andy Reid's Chiefs will face off with Kyle Shanahan's 49ers in 2 weeks on Fox. Reid has been one of the NFL's best offensive minds for 20-plus years and is back in the Super Bowl for the first time in 15 years. Shanahan, meanwhile, is one of the game's brightest young minds and will be looking to redeem himself after his turn as offensive coordinator for the Falcons in a 28-3 collapse to the Patriots back in 2016. All right, the question here is, who has the coaching advantage in the Super Bowl? And this is our Monday opinion.
Okay.
Reid or Shanahan?
I'm going to go with Shanahan. And I feel really bad not even picking Andy Reid because how much respect and how great he is. But comparison is the thief of joy, right? So let's steal some joy right here. Those slow starts by the Chiefs, for whatever reason, anxiety because they're the favorites, whatever, being down 31-7 in 2 combined first quarter appearances in the playoff, is a slight edge for Shanahan. His team hits the ground running. Say what you want about opponents. Say what you want about, Green Bay's undermanned. They stick to their plan, and their plan works from hello. So I'm going to respect what he's doing and getting them mentally prepared from the beginning of the first quarter all the way through versus what Andy Reid has done, which has been 2 comebacks so far.
The teacher is the teacher until the student disappears, until the teacher disappears, right? So basically, this man has been so good at what he's done, Andy Reid, that is, that he's got other guys. Doug Peterson goes and wins the Super Bowl. I look at Andy Reid and what he's been able to accomplish, and he's learned so much. And now he is the teacher, right? There was Holmgren, who was the teacher until he disappeared and was no more. Now it's Andy Reid. Andy Reid has shown the resiliency to be able to be a competitive coach with a competitive team year in and year out. I would argue, and my answer is Andy Reid, I would argue that the experience, the failures, because the master fails 100 times more than the one time that he succeeds. And when you look at where Andy Reid is right now and what he has in front of him, I would venture to say that this is his most talented team that he has ever coached. I think the experience, along with some of the heartbreaks and some of the moments that he's had, he has won. Maybe not as a head coach, but he has won. And I think that it would be very difficult with somebody of his coaching resume to mess this one up.
I got to go with Andy Reid as well. Just experience. I mean, he's 61 years old. Kyle Shanahan is 40. He's been a head coach for 21 years. Kyle Shanahan's been a head coach for 3. Just off experience and the things that I've seen, my failures, my successes, I'm able to kind of figure out how to go about this. I know how to prepare for a Super Bowl. I know how that week's going to look like. I know how the off week's going to look because I've been through it. Kyle's going to have to go through his father and get advice that way, whereas Andy Reid, he pulls back on his own experience. And so just for that, I have to go with Andy Reid.
This is my Monday opinion. I want to leave the ability to flip-flop throughout the week. I'm going to say Andy Reid on today, just because the guy on a bye week is incredible. When you give this dude extra time to prepare, he's damn good. He's probably the best when he's given extra time to prepare. He's going to have extra time to prepare. I'm going to give him a slight advantage. Tomorrow I may say something completely different because, again, the thing about Shanahan that I think is a huge advantage that I'm not sure if we've ever really seen in football, and someone correct me if I'm wrong because I'm just talking about, but to have a Super Bowl winning father who is helping you prepare.
No, it's the first time father and son.
First time ever.
Yeah.
That could be a detracting factor.
Oh, no, it's a huge advantage.
It's possible that
it's a huge advantage.
That could create pressure for him that might be unnecessary.
It can, but it's almost like having a billionaire dad, and then you say, oh, you're rich too? Well, yeah, my dad. I mean, that's a hell of a leg up, having his dad in the room and helping him.
Yeah.
So I think this is splitting hairs. Both of these guys are tremendous. I'm leaning Andy Reid today. Tomorrow, maybe Shanahan.
Yeah, success begets success. I mean, it can turn negative, but it's such a leg up from just the fact that if my son was in the NFL, like, good Lord, you know what? The wealth of experience I can give you, I don't know how it's going to turn out, but that process certainly is a better starting point. When you have to compare, let's take some shots. Andy Reid has never won a Super Bowl, so that experience doesn't necessarily materialize into a great confidence. there's a difference between being experienced, being old, or not having it all the way materialized. So if you spot the 49ers 24 like you did after a bye week, Andy Reid's great after a bye week, but he spotted a team 24 after a bye week. Ain't no coming back. The 49ers up 24 in this game, 49ers up 10. You start to look and bite your fingernails, let alone 24. So Andy Reid's in a new experience as well. Kyle Shanahan been in the Super Bowl before, been up 28-3, what was it? And gave that away. So both of them can't lean fully into their experiences because it didn't result in the ultimate reward. So this is going to be interesting in terms of using the experience as the complexion. I think it's going to be just about the manpower, and that's the 49ers.
You think there's more manpower on the 49ers team than there is on...
Because there's a defense also, yeah.
There's a defense
when
also.
You play this Kansas City offense, it's different. You look at what the Saints did to San Francisco when they put up over 40 points. Andy Reid's going to study, and Andy Reid has evolved. You look at the offense he ran in Philadelphia, and you look at the offense he's running, he's evolved. And I'm sure he's taken some concepts from Kyle Shanahan, from McVay, from all these other offensive coaches. He's evolved.
Yeah.
You know what beats cover 3?
Oh,
you know what beats cover 3? Thank you.
Darrelle Revis.
You want to know what beats cover 2?
Receivers that
Say it again. Say it again. All right. You want to know what beats cover 1? Say it again.
Speed.
All right. Let's go to break.
Oh, really?
Go to break. If I can coach a team as fast as Andy Reid's about to coach the Super Bowl Sunday, he's got the advantage. Give experience to that.
Before we go,
High school.
I'd like to share a few words about the man I believe is the greatest role model in American history, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Today, we celebrate his legacy, accomplishments, vision, and memory. Tomorrow and moving forward, I'd love for us to re-embrace his methods and tactics. Dr. King, Malcolm X, and the prominent black men and women of their generation carried themselves publicly in a way that promoted respect for black people. They embraced the responsibility of presenting themselves and working toward change that would create opportunities for the next generation of black people. I believe I directly benefited from their sacrifice. I believe I'm talking to you right now and am surrounded by Marcellus Wiley, LeVar Arrington, T.J. Houshmandzadeh, Darnell Smith, and Uncle Jimmy because Dr. King and others changed the way America viewed black men. He passed a baton that we are now responsible for passing to the next generation. I'm concerned that we are dropping that baton. I'm concerned that we have become so secular, so disconnected from each other, so consumed with building individual brands that we no longer see the value in being role models for the next generation. Those of us in the public eye are consumed with being influencers rather than role models. I keep harping on this point because I think the next generation is unaware of the critical difference between influencer and role model. Jackie Robinson, Bill Russell, Jim Brown, Muhammad Ali, Arthur Ashe, despite whatever their human flaws and personal failures, they strive to model public behavior that elevated the image of black people. They did not reject the concept of being role models, of being connected to a larger narrative that reflected on all of us. Influencers have a very different goal and agenda. They want to build a massive following and influence their followers to buy commercial products. Odell Beckham Jr., LeBron James, Colin Kaepernick, and countless other athletes are more interested in promoting the image of Nike than their people. The same goes for the black political influencers talking on TV. They're serving their party far more than their people. Dr. King served his people. Role models challenge the established order by showing their followers how to effectively play the game of life. Influencers enrich the establishment by fooling their followers into believing they are going to disrupt the establishment with pointless, rebellious gestures. In 1993, an internal study revealed Nike was losing its popularity with American males. Nike commissioned the advertising firm Wieden & Kennedy to come up with a commercial campaign to make the shoe company edgier. Later that year, Nike debuted the infamous Charles Barkley "I Am Not a Role Model" commercial.
I am not a role model. I'm not paid to be a role model. Parents should be role models. Just because I dunk a basketball doesn't mean I should raise your kids.
5 years ago, in 2015, I edited a comprehensive profile story of Barkley for The Undefeated that spelled out in great detail how over the course of the next 2 decades, Barkley embraced being a role model. Dr. King wanted us to be role models. Nike wants us to be influencers. More Speak for Yourself after this.